The outcome of the referendum may not have been a surprise to many, but quite a few woke up stunned and immediately took to Twitter. This was exactly the mindset of @themaniacs, who tweeted, "Within the 2 hours I slept last night, the pound crashed, we lost trade with Japan, and David Cameron has resigned." And Emothy thinks David Cameron opened Pandora's box. While some have praised the Prime Minister for stepping down, others feel he should not have left the way he did. @Andlil Abbas says David Cameron to resign when he could not deliver on his promise. Respect. Another person says, "I can't understand all the hatred for Cameron. He's been a fantastic Prime Minister leading a rapid economic recovery." But at home, Textile Guru thinks otherwise and tweets, "Good to see the UK voting the right way. David Cameron stepping down, and now the UK can flourish without EU restriction." Meanwhile, this user was clearly unimpressed, tweeting, "So this guy, David Cameron, gives the people the EU vote, and then leaves us with this result that about half of us didn't want?" On the other end of the spectrum, some persons were glad the Prime Minister was gone, and others were of the opinion that UK voters made the wrong decision, leaving the EU. This person thinks David Cameron puts party management ahead of the national interest and believes he, and more importantly, Britons, will now pay the price. @Chris Goodluck asks, "This guy just destroyed the UK and the EU and undermined democracy, and you see him as a good man?" Blasting Brits that voted for the UK to leave the EU, one person says, "It might be unwarranted, but I seriously think everyone who voted for Brexit is selfish and not thinking about the effects." @John McGahan was of a similar opinion as he tweeted, "Disappointed for the millions of young British people who have had their futures changed by a generation longing for the past. #Brexit. And Andy Ostroy thinks he has figured it out, as he says, "When voters are angry, they do really stupid emotional things that go against their self-interests. #Brexit. Gunning for laughs, @Squire Flyer tweets, "Well, we're out of the EU, but why stop there? Let's just shrug off the rest of modern civilization and crawl into the sea. #Brexit. Nigerians also had a bit to say about David Cameron stepping down as Prime Minister. This person says, "Such can never happen in Nigeria with a crop of die-in-office politicians." And on a lighter note, @Z4Chari suggests that the Prime Minister might have been jinxed because of his comment about Nigeria being fantastically corrupt. He says, "Call Nigeria fantastically corrupt, lose your job a short while later. See how juju works?" That being said, many others are already thinking of who fills the vacuum he has left. @Ellis Brody seems genuinely concerned about who might replace Cameron and tweets, "Can't believe David Cameron's resigned, and I am not celebrating, just sat here in fear of who's going to replace him." Others have recommended Barack Obama for the job, as Tiana Banton says, "Seeing as David Cameron is resigning, Barack Obama will gladly have you, sir." #Obama for Prime Minister. And @TheSeams tweets, "When David Cameron quits but you realize Barack Obama needs a new job." While others focus on the implications of the UK's move for them, @Dom Jolly is more concerned about what Cameron will do with his time now. He tweets, "David Cameron has resigned so he can spend more time with his pig." Despite the diverse thoughts flying about, one question still far from everyone's mind remains. What are the implications of UK's exit from the EU for the UK and the rest of the world? So what do you think? While the questions are being asked, the reality remains that the UK is no longer a member of the EU. Korede Aziz, PTV News.